There is a specific kind of loneliness that nobody prepares you for. Not the loneliness of being alone. You know what that feels like. This is different. This is the loneliness of being surrounded by people who keep telling you that you will be fine, while something inside you quietly suspects that you are not quite the same person you were before this happened. Maybe you are going through it right now. Maybe it was 6 months ago and you were still trying to figure out why it hit you the way it did. Maybe it was years ago and there is still one relationship you never fully understood, the one that left something behind when it ended. This video is for that feeling, and by the end of it, you are going to understand exactly why your body responded the way it did, and why what happened inside you was never just emotional. Let's start with something that happened to a woman I will call Sarah. Sarah was 28 when her relationship ended. 3 years together. They did not fight much at the end. It just stopped working, the way some things do, and then it was over. She told her friends she was okay. She told her parents she was okay. And for the first 2 weeks, she almost believed it herself. Then something strange happened. She started waking up at 4 in the morning for no reason. Her appetite disappeared. Not dramatically, just quietly. Like food had become slightly less interesting than it used to be. She got sick twice in the space of a month, which she had not done in years. And the thing that bothered her most, the thing she could not explain to anyone, was this feeling of being slightly outside herself. Not depressed exactly. Not sad all the time. Just off. Like a picture that is a few millimeters out of alignment on a wall. You can function around it, but you always notice it. She thought she was taking too long to heal. She thought there was something wrong with her. There was nothing wrong with her. Her body was simply doing something she had never been told it would do. In 2011, researchers at Columbia University scanned the brains of recently heartbroken people and showed them photographs of the person who ended the relationship. The regions that lit up were not grief regions, not sadness regions. They were the same ones that activate when you burn your hand. Your brain does not know the difference between physical pain and losing someone. It treats both as danger. And when something is danger, your body does one thing. It floods you with cortisol and keeps it there until the threat is gone. That first week after a breakup, cortisol is actually useful. It is why you can function when you feel like you should not be able to. It is your body mobilizing everything it has. But Sarah's pain did not resolve in a week. It sat there. And cortisol that stays too long stops being a tool and starts being a problem. The part of her brain that kept things in perspective got quieter. The part that registered threat got louder. She did not decide to become more guarded. Her brain restructured itself around a stress signal that never switched off. That is why some people come out of a serious relationship and seem different. Not just sadder. Different in how they respond to things. Different in how much they trust. Different in ways they cannot explain to anyone, including themselves. But this loop was not just happening in Sarah's head, it was happening somewhere she had never thought to look. Here is the part that will genuinely surprise you. What does a broken heart have to do with your stomach? More than anyone told you. There is a living system inside your body, your microbiome, that spent years quietly calibrating itself to your emotional patterns. When cortisol floods that system for weeks on end, the bacteria most responsible for keeping your mood stable begin to decline. Basically, the internal chemistry that was helping you feel like yourself starts producing different signals. And those signals travel directly upward to the brain that is already under pressure. So the flatness Sarah felt was not coming from one place. It was a loop. Her pain feeding her biology feeding her brain feeding more pain. Round and round. Without her knowing any of it was happening. Dr. Guy Winch said it plainly after 2 decades of studying this. Society's main advice for heartbreak is, take it day by day and eventually you will get over it. And that advice, he says, is one of the most damaging things we tell people. In plain terms, waiting is not healing. Waiting is just your biology running unchecked while you sit still and call it patience. Her body was not failing her. It was protecting her the only way it knew how. But protection and healing are not the same thing. And this is where I want to speak directly to you. Whoever you are watching this, whatever it is you are carrying. If you have been wondering why you do not feel like yourself, you are not broken. If you have been harder to reach lately, less open, less willing to extend the kind of trust you used to give easily, that is not who you have become. That is what sustained pain does to a body that was never given the right conditions to repair itself. The conditions are not complicated, but they are specific. Your brain repairs hippocampal volume through sleep. Not just more of it, but better quality sleep. The kind that comes when the nervous system finally believes it is safe enough to fully let go. It rebuilds through movement, not because exercise distracts you, but because it is one of the only things proven to directly lower cortisol and stimulate the growth of new neural connections. And it heals through genuine human connection. The kind where you are actually seen, not the kind where you perform being okay for people who cannot hold the real version of you right now. None of this is a shortcut. None of this is a guarantee that you will feel the way you used to feel, because honestly, some experiences change you, and that is not always a loss. Sometimes you come out of something with a kind of understanding that was only ever available on the other side of it. But here is what I need you to hear before you close this video. The version of you that feels off right now, the one that is more guarded, more tired, less certain, that is not the final version. That is a version of you that has been through something real and has not yet had the right conditions to rebuild. Your brain is not set. Your microbiome is not fixed. Your capacity to feel safe, to trust again, to wake up one morning and notice that the weight has shifted. None of that has an expiry date. You just have to stop waiting for time to do something that only you can decide to begin. And if something in this video landed for you, if any part of it made you feel a little less alone in what you have been carrying, that matters to me more than anything else. Hitting the like button and subscribing is what allows me to keep going deeper, to keep finding the science behind the things nobody explains to you, to keep making videos like this one. So if this helped, even a little, I would really appreciate it. Drop a comment below and tell me what stayed with you. I will see you in the next one.